G'day. Have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 2, Episode 19, Infiltrations. Photographer speaking. I see the bride watching me as I sit on an empty seat at the table at the back. She's speaking with the waitress, pointing me out. If she's sending her over to tell me to leave, I can't. Not yet. Oh, that's nice. The waitress asked me if I would like a meal. I am hungry, but I can't be sitting here distracted by food. I watch, waiting. This is an exciting day for me. I am waiting to be reunited with my children, whom I haven't seen in 2 years. Will I recognize them? Will they recognize me? Will they like me? I hope they remember me. I don't want to appear like a stranger to them. Even though I've moved house, I set up their rooms exactly the same. The only thing I changed was I replaced my son's cot with a bed. I hope he likes it. I wish Maisie was here. I feel tears filling my eyes. She was the light of my life. I remember the night I found her body, but my beautiful darling was... I raced to the children's rooms, but they were gone. I was shaking all over when I went back to my wife. Overcome with grief, I dialed the police. I'm not sure exactly what I said, but they seemed to arrive in minutes. As they took her away, I saw her right hand fall down. Where was her scar? I remember the months that followed, being questioned again and again. They were trying to blame me. The questions all just seemed to congeal together in the end, like a putrid, sticky mess. And just as I thought that I couldn't answer one more question, they let me go. I remember walking as fast as I could to the nearest phone box, sitting on the cold concrete floor, and crying non-stop for what seemed like hours. I watched as the rain poured down the phone box windows, as though the world was crying with me. Eventually the tears stopped, and I sat watching the water trickle down the windows for what seemed like hours. I recalled the last time I saw her on that metal table in the morgue. It was heartbreaking to see her like that. Such a vibrant, happy person. So still. Unable to ever move again. I checked her right hand. There was no scar. And her knee, the tiny scar was gone. When they gave me her rings, I looked at her finger. There was no indentation, as though she had never worn rings. How could that be? When I asked to check her cesarean scar, the man refused, and the constable quickly ushered me out of there. Why? Still sitting in that phone booth, I pulled the envelope out of my pocket that they had just given back to me with my belongings. They took everything from me except the clothes I was wearing months before. I opened the envelope, and as I took out her rings, I thought, why am I thinking about this now? I should concentrate on my children returning. I watched the last 2 men that the angel child asked me to watch. I go where they go. That's what she said to do. Is this as unbelievable as it seems? I can't think that it's not real. Not until I do everything she says, just in case I really do get my children back. Not long now. Only a few minutes. That's what she said. This is the last straw for me. If this angel child is not real, if my children do not come, I know where to go. I picked the bridge out months ago, and I was on my way there when the angel child stopped me, promising me that she would find my children if they were alive. I've waited such a long time, but no more. Today is the day. I see my children today, or today I will go straight to that bridge. Those are the 2 choices I have given myself. I don't want to live without them. I watched the man walk to the doorway, and here she is in my mind, the angel child, asking me to stand between him and the 3 girls in the hall. I get up quickly and stand exactly where she says. She just wants me to stand here staring at him, right in the eyes. The other man is now standing behind him on the left. I'm a fairly big man. I may look intimidating, but if she asks me to restrain them, that won't happen. Oh, she asks me to take 2 steps to my right. And as I do, a man far bigger than me walks past, grabs both men by the arms, and takes them kicking and cussing into the elevator. That man's face and his hands. Was that an hallucination? I hear the angel child tell me to stand in front of the other elevator, and somehow I am here. But I don't remember taking a few steps to get here. I hear her ask if I am ready. Am I? That man's face. Yes, I suppose I am ready. The elevator doors open, and I stare at the 2 most beautiful children I have ever seen. They are older, but they are definitely mine. I want to run to them and hug them, but find myself falling to my knees and weeping like a child. My daughter runs to hug me. She called me Daddy. I tell her that I love her. My son slowly walks towards me, and I realise that I missed his first steps. He looks at me shyly, and I put out my other arm to hug him and hear myself say, I love you, son. The angel child says that I should take my children and leave. There is apparently a limo waiting at the front door for me. A limo? A woman named Stephanie is waiting with everything I will need. Wow. I suddenly find myself on my feet, carrying both my children, who are still hugging me. I tell them that they will have the best life with me and that I will take care of them. They seem happy. My daughter is touching her cheeks and says that she hasn't smiled in a long time. My son is watching her and pushes his cheeks up as though he wants to smile too. Has my son forgotten how to smile? What has happened to them? I see a woman with a pleasant smile already in the back of the limo as the door is opened by a very official-looking driver. I find out that we are headed for the airport. I have a house and a job waiting for me in a different state. I can hardly believe it. I've always wanted to live there. Apparently the children's bedrooms have been set up identical to the rooms that I made ready for them. My belongings were all taken there after I left today. How did that happen so fast? We have new names and very official-looking papers. Birth certificates in our new names, a driver's license, a bank book. Oh, with more money in it than I have ever had before. Oh, my daughter is enrolled in school, and we already have a live-in nanny waiting for us. I look at my beautiful children. They both fell asleep. They look so peaceful. It's amazing how my life has completely turned around. I touch my face. I haven't smiled in a long time. I am so happy. I am glad that I didn't jump off that bridge. Mama continues. My children and I turn to see a man standing only a few steps away. He is watching us, and I don't like the look on his face. I hear one of my girls whisper, "Client," and I know what that means. I am afraid for my girls and my boys. I push them all behind me. The man takes a step towards us, and suddenly the photographer is standing between us and the man. I didn't notice how big the photographer was until now. A few seconds seems like a long time in this instance. Another man appears looking over the first man's shoulder with the same awful expression on his face. The photographer straightens up and looks even bigger. We wait to see what will happen. The elevator doors open behind us and a huge man walks quickly past us. This man makes the photographer look small. Is he 7 foot tall? He grabs the two men by the arms, and as he takes them into the elevator with what seems like very little effort, he winks at my girls. They are smiling at him. Is this Bartholomew? It must be. I wondered about their description of his face and hands, but they were right. Dan comes through the doorway and asks, "Is everything okay?" "It is now," I tell him. The photographer is now standing at the other elevator. I thank him, but he doesn't appear to hear me. Both elevator doors open at the same time, and I see a very skinny lady carrying a newborn wrapped in a blanket, and a little toddler holding her hand, also with a blanket wrapped around her. "Miller?" I ask. She quickly puts her baby in my arms and, I think she might faint. Dan quickly grabs her as she falls and lays her on the floor. The little toddler girl goes over to my youngest son and holds his hand, like that's what she's been told to do. They sit on the floor together, and she holds his hand up saying something. Did she say mano? Did she just say hand in Italian? Dan went to see if my brother is still here. He's a doctor, but I can see that Miller is already waking up. I'm actually thankful that she fainted rather than glitched, as I was told might happen. I help Miller up, and Charmaine is here with the clothes. Charmaine, Miller, and the little girl go in the elevator. I know that Charmaine is holding the closed door button so they can quickly dress in wedding attire. The doors soon open, and they look very nice, except their hair. I do Miller's hair in a braid with a beautiful comb added that Christine got for her, while Charmaine brushes the little girl's hair. We walk back in and sit at the table, watching the children dance close by. The little girl insists on holding hands, and my littlest boy seems to like it. I look at the small baby in my arms and wonder how many days old he is. I have missed this. I had only one baby of my own, but desperately wanted more. When Christopher's papa passed away, I hoped that I was pregnant, but no. Christina continues. My mum wants to go over and say how pleased she is that Miller could make it today, so I go with her. Mum is unaware who Miller is and where she's from. Mum asks if she can take some photos of her little girl. These photos are going to be beautiful. The toddlers sitting together holding hands, with the other children dancing behind them. Mum has kept my dad's camera all these years because she wanted to use it at my wedding and my brother's wedding when his time comes. I just noticed the photographer has left his big camera case here along with his tripod. Maybe he'll come back for it. What was that? Is that Quiet Whisperer? What is happening to her? What did she say? Beware infra? What are they doing to her? It seems as though she is having trouble speaking into my mind. Beware infiltrations? What does that mean? Mama slowly stands and gathers all the children. She looks frightened. I've never seen her look frightened before. Christopher quickly gives her the key to the room upstairs we have booked, and Mama, Miller, and the children head for the elevators. We let some of the guests know that it's past the children's bedtime, which is the truth. We see the men who left earlier entering along with many men in uniform, and they all begin looking around. When Christopher walks past me towards the men, he pushes crumpled up paper into my hand and whispers, "Hide it until you can flush it." I put the paper in one of my puffy sleeves and head for the ladies' loos. Charmaine accompanies me, and we both tear up the papers and flush them in each of the 5 loos. Charmaine says that we should look like we're fixing our lipstick. Good idea. When 2 men in uniform barge in, we indignantly inform them that this is the ladies' room. They don't care and check every loo, but the papers are gone. How did they know to look there? Maybe it's standard procedure. We exit, saying that we will complain to the staff. Back in the reception room, we sit with Christopher's relatives and watch some of the guests dancing. Those papers. It looked like everything Christopher had in his wallet with his mama's home address on it, even his driver's license. I think of what I have in my purse. Nothing with that address on it. Without the receipt of the room upstairs, the men won't know that the children are here. Did more men come in when we were in the ladies' room? There seems so many now. What is Charmaine doing? Oh, she's asking one of them to dance. They don't look very amused. After about 20 minutes, they all leave as quickly as they came. I see Christopher walk towards the elevator, but he suddenly stops and heads for the loo instead. I hear a quiet whisperer. But what is she saying? Camera? Does she want me to take a photo with my mum's camera? Charmaine whispers to me that they are watching us and there's cameras everywhere. So that's what they were doing. Oh, how can we get the children to safety? Maybe Quiet Whisperer could help when whatever is happening to her stops. Dan continues.
I look at my watch. Those children will need to be in bed fairly soon, but they do look so happy dancing. If you can call that dancing. What's happening now? Why do they all look scared?
Please, go to the elevator quickly.
I run to the elevators and press both buttons. Did I really hear someone whisper, "Go to the elevator"? Oh, here they all come. With them all in the elevator with me.
5.
I press the number 5 and the elevator starts to move. What is this that Mama just put in my hand? Oh, a key, room 25, 5th floor. I press the right number. Good. The elevator doors open and we look at the numbers on the doors. It's right here, I say, and they all follow me. We all pile into the room. Oh, Christine's brother is here too. I didn't notice him in the elevator. I sit on one of the 2 chairs and listen as they all tell me unbelievable things. I take a minute or two, thinking about it. I believe them. It all makes sense to me now, the way these children are, like none others I've ever met. We discuss what is likely to be happening downstairs and all the things that could be happening to the tiny girl who we hear speaking our thoughts. This is absolutely horrific. Tourists who call themselves scientists and technicians. Could they really be trying to steal the tiny girl's memories? That sounds implausible. We hear the ding as one of the elevators opens on this floor. We're all silent as we hear footsteps down the hall. We listen. I think they are going to every room. I whisper, "Quick, everyone into the bathroom," as I remove my jacket, make my clothes and hair look dishevelled, and mess up that bed. Just in time, they knock on the door and I call out, "Just a minute." They knock again, and this time I say, I'm coming, and complain loudly about being woken up. They ask about children, 3 girls and 3 boys, and I say, "Do I look like I have children? Anything else?" They leave and go to the next door. As I close the door, I say, "People aren't going to be too happy being woken up." I yawn loudly, then go to the bathroom and whisper, "They're gone." We keep talking in hushed tones until we hear footsteps coming this way again. We hear the elevator ding, doors open and close, and I breathe a sigh of relief. One of the girls puts her finger to her lips and says that
it could be a trap.
We remain silent, even the two toddlers. The newborn baby is asleep. It's as if these children know how to control their own behaviour even better than adults. After sitting silently for about 20 minutes, we hear no footsteps, but the elevator dings again. I stand and look through the door peephole. I see two men enter the elevator, carrying their shoes. Now we all breathe a sigh of relief, and I make sure all the children know how proud of them I am. I am so glad that I was the one delivering their furniture that day. My last job before Anyway, I found out that I really do have something to live for. 6 little somethings, and now 2 more. I love being their Uncle Dad.
Little Sweetheart continues. I've got to stay awake. They need me. What is happening now? Okay, they're all in the elevator with Dan. I feel so weak. They took 5 bottles of my life force, or do they call it essence here? This time they took 5 bottles. I can't even move my fingers. They're discussing if they should take another bottle. They all think that I will die, but one of them still wants to. Oh, did I fall asleep again? Oh, where did those lab assistants go? Where am I now? Is this the MM in the spare room? They left me here by myself. Did they think they could replenish my life force, my essence, by putting me in an MM? That's ridiculous. MMs only repair physical bodies. Essence is not a physical thing. What is happening now? Oh, I need to stay awake. How much time has passed? I see the children in my mind. They're all in the hotel room with a camera aimed down the hallway. I can deal with that. Oh, maybe not. I still can't move. Can I connect with minds? Oh, not very well. I'll concentrate on Stella. I wake up to find Stella trying to wake me up. She sits me up and says, "Breathe this in." I see she has retrieved 2 bottles of my life force, my essence. I breathe through my mouth, and after the second bottle, I can move again. The effects were immediate. Stella leaves so she will not be discovered. I try the camera again, and this time it works. Will I be able to open a portal? Yes, I know I can. I lay back down. I'm still feeling weak, but like I do after a usual siphoning session, when they used to take 3 bottles. I speak to all the usual minds and a couple of extra people. I like Christine's brother. I like the way he thinks. After dealing with the camera, I portal them all back to Mama's house. The children think it's fun exiting the portal on Mama's bed. Dan moves the mattress enough to disperse the portal, and the first thing he says is,
"That was amazing. I hope I get to do that again one day."
Everything's okay now. Christopher and Christine have arrived at the other hotel that I asked Stephanie to arrange for them, and she delivered all the new papers they needed as they got out of the car. They are so relieved that everything turned out okay, and so happy that their wedding was instrumental in helping 3 people escape. I like helping people. I'm glad everything turned out okay, but I don't ever want this to happen again. Losing contact and not being able to watch over them, that was hard. I'm glad I planned for every contingency and that Plan B worked out perfectly. This siphoning was not scheduled for today. Those lab assistants did this without anyone else realizing what they were doing. I suppose I'll need to check absolutely everyone's thoughts before I attempt any rescues from now on, just in case. I scanned to watch the children all happy, including the 2 new children. I watched Miller in the bungalow. I thought it might be a bit small, but she loves it. I am watching Dan's thoughts. He is intrigued by Miller.
Wow, so Miller is a copy of another person. I would like to find out more about these copies. I know that while Miller gave birth to her 2 children, they were not conceived by her. They were placed in her womb. That is so weird. I didn't know anything like that could be done. And so the scientists believe that copies are unable to conceive, but they use them as incubators. And the scientists that many of them are married to think that they carried their children. That's a bit sketchy. In reality, scientists, actually, I'm going to call them toys. In reality, toys are torturing other toys by making them raise the children that they want for their programs. What happens if they find out? Do they ever find out?
Sleepy Man is not a scientist, but I wonder, am I one of those children? The children are talking as they get ready for bed.
I thought we were going to be taken back to that facility. Mama wouldn't let them take us. If they found us, I don't think Mama could have stopped them. I don't want to go anywhere near that place again. It makes me want to hide under the bed. Maybe Mama will finish getting that attic ready in case we need to hide there one day. I hope so. I like the idea of having a safe place where no one will find us.
These children seem to think that a safe place really does exist. That would be nice. Thank you so much for joining me with a cuppa. I appreciate your company.